Michael, what's going on? I know you've uncovered some stuff this week.
Yeah, recently there was a story put out about internet trolls face up to 2 years in prison under new laws. So that's a very good sign for us, as activists. It's felony stalking in the first place, but these people have been totally destroying our lives, everybody's lives online and in person, what they're defending right now is terrorism. So it's obviously a huge problem, not just with online people, not just with activists, but they're defending and confusing everybody in the public, which allows them to continue their crime.
These guidelines and these laws are not really set in place yet. There's not really federal guidelines for cyber stalking. So this is a step in the right direction. I know that they have added you to a bunch of gay websites, that kind of criminal behavior where they're actually taking your information and doing stuff with it. That's what I worry about, when they start getting crazy like that. What did you do about that?
Exactly. I've talked with the FBI, the local FBI, about it. I first reported, it was a different case that I reported. It was a guy online threatening to destroy America, stuff like that. So I talked with the IC3 about that, and I knew that he was an infiltrator. He was trying to get people provoked in the 9/11 group. I commented on every post that they made with a cease and desist, and they pretty much stopped after that.
Debunkers are trying to say that the air that comes in from outside into the aircraft is coming directly from outside, so if it was toxic, then everybody on the plane would be getting sick. Well, I did some research into that and found out that, they use extreme filtration systems when they're bringing in the air. The air is like partially recirculated air, also the air that comes in through the engines through their filtration systems. There also are many, many reports of people getting sick on airplanes from aerotoxic syndrome, which I call chemtrail poisoning. For them to say that, A, nobody's getting sick from flying, that's bullshit. Or B, saying that the air that comes in is coming directly in from outside and it's not being filtered, another lie. I do want to confront the love and lighters. Okay, these people are going around the internet telling everybody to just think positive and the chemtrails will go away. Or just put some orgonite around your house and the chemtrails will go away. If you've got a chembuster in your yard, if you've got 20 of them around your house, what is that doing? So the rest of the area is still chemtrail polluted. And you're not just fighting for yourself. You're not just trying to protect yourself. You're trying to protect the entire planet and stop the spraying. These people that are going around spreading this BS that you can think the chemtrails away if you're just positive enough and saying that we're fear-mongering. You've been hearing this, these people going around just telling you to think positive and not be fear-mongering?
I see it all the time, and I feel with you the same way because, first of all, doing that's not going to do anything. You still got to educate people. So what, are we just going to put chembusters on every single corner, you know what I mean?
Chembuster cannot protect an entire area. Even if it works, it will only protect that one particular area. Well, what about your grandma that doesn't have a chembuster? Putting a Band-Aid on cancer, you're saying, we can mask it with this. Well, no, they're still going to be spraying. We have got to stop the chemtrail spraying.
It's like them putting duct tape on nuclear reactors that are broken. It's like, that's smart.
757, is that you, Jack?
Yes, it is.
You can testify for how bad they are here in Virginia Beach. What would you like to say about what's going on?
I'm just astounded at the amount of chemtrails there are at times, and we do occasionally get a day that's clear, but it's so far and few in between, and then the haze is what really disturbs me, is that it's so obvious, and I try to talk to people about it, and they got some people at least looking up, and they're not sure, but that's what I do. I try to report it, and I go to I try to take pictures every day when there's I can see the chemtrails. So that's what I've been doing.
Tell everybody about the overcast sky.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing when you start keeping track of it. There used to be a lot of blue skies around, so it's changed over the last 10 years that I wasn't obviously keeping track and observing over that period of time, but it seemed to be a lot sunnier, and now it's just overcast a lot. Hazy overcast.
Right, and scary chemtrails, just creepy chemtrails that are going in all different directions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really glad that you called in because, I bitch about Virginia Beach every day. What is your opinion on it? Do you believe that it's a military operation, or do you believe it's like dirty contrails?
No, it's not dirty contrails. There's actually something going on because some days it's really obvious with every single trail. It's almost like I haven't heard it talked about, but it's just a jet fuel. It's just being put in there, and are they even aware of it? The military, possibly, but I don't think the military local here are doing it on top of themselves. If they are, they're really stupid. But I just hope that that's not the case. So they may be doing it elsewhere, but not in their own backyard.
Since I started noticing it sometime around December, is they started spraying us. And they're red trails, they're at sunset, sunrise, and then about March, April, it just got really crazy. And they're doing the frequencies where they're making lights come on, like rainbow colors in all different parts of the sky, and it's really bizarre out here. And people are noticing it, but it's so much of the programming that they're telling them it's for the drought, but we're in the drought. We're in a massive drought, and they keep spraying us and the frequencies, and it's just terrible. It's really, really bad here, and I don't really speak out very much, and I've listened, and I'm really glad that I called in because I could hear the show. I'm having so many problems with Facebook and everything. It's like the more I speak out, the more my accounts are targeted.
I want to cut you right there real quick because that goes into Michael. What is going on with your Facebook page? I know they banned you or blocked you.
Yeah, I can't post for 24 hours because of something that I said online. It was a quote-unquote offensive word that people and what actually happened is I reported internet trolls. I reported felony cyber stalkers to Facebook. Within an hour and a half, I couldn't post on my account anymore for 24 hours because my offensive word on my profile using my First Amendment right blocked me from posting on Facebook. But for some reason, these people are still allowed. Their accounts are still up with fake names, which is not allowed on Facebook. Their accounts are still up stalking people online, which is also not allowed under federal law, So
those laws are loose,
yeah, exactly.
And they vary from state to state. The chem clouds, I believe, are from the death powers. You've got so many different frequencies pumping up directly into the sky. Yeah, and they're just affecting all those chemicals, coagulated chem clouds, and all that crap. We never saw any of this before. There is a troll that's on. He was the one that was laughing and snickering until I muted him. The trolls do call into the show, and I'm just curious as to what they think that they can accomplish. We have to put up with enough disinformation being shoved down our throats. Love and lighters trying to trick us into thinking that we can, think the chemtrails away. 111, is this Jay?
Yeah.
So what's going on, Jay? Do you have anything new to bring to the table? I mean, other than the same
just
crap?
I just thought I'd listen tonight.
I guess you might want to actually learn something about chemtrails. We have to push out credible information faster than the debunker trolls and disinformation specialists can put out their disinformation.
Thomas Allen Molter, after what happened with me and him and the trolls and how bad me and him destroyed them, they haven't really messed with me and him since. And those ones were British. And you know about UK trolls. When I called the EPA and they were like, oh, our number is oh, sorry, we are not available right now. Leave a message or basically call the fire department for an emergency. It's like, really?
Yeah,
There's
and
no
I remember
one to
you called. Yeah, you called the military, too, which was,
Yeah,
impressive.
and I was just listening to that the other day, and they kept saying, thank you for calling the Air National Force, and then thank you for calling the Air Force, and then eventually it was like, thank you for calling the National Guard. The National Guard? The hell? The same
The
number,
point is that we try to get help, and then you'll have these knuckleheads that want to come on and try to defeat you when you're already feeling beat down. Jack, do you have any political ties, or have you ever gone to the city council meetings?
No, I've gone to the city council meeting many years ago with the scout troop, and but not recently. In the city council meetings are very specifically agenda driven. So there's things that have to get on the agenda for them to address it. There's not an open session that I observed where you can just bring up an issue that isn't on their agenda. This election cycle too, we just got done with it, and I'm going to try to recontact Scott Rigel.
Remember we both shared our letters that we had sent to him?
Yeah.
Right.
I got
so
back
it's not
the
like he's
form
not
letter.
aware. He's aware of all of this. So the fact that, we're not getting help from even lower level political figures, local officials, it doesn't matter who we call or who we try to appeal to. So it's really offensive, for us to hear these chuckleheads come on and say, oh, stop whining about it. If you guys aren't afraid of what you see that's going on right now, there's something wrong with you. Because even if you don't care about yourself, if you're apathetic towards the situation, there's other people that are going to live on this planet after you. You've got to consider that.
One thing I have observed recently is that there seems to be small bits of things coming out in the news about the chemtrail program, that they're saying that it's going to start or likely to start to stop global warming or to reduce it, and so that I think they're trying to leak a little bit. Like I was in Ireland, I read an article about it, and they mentioned it, and so they're planting the seed. It's in everything you see. Watch a TV show, it's in the background, the chemtrails, and so they're planting that. It's there and it's sort of normal, and I don't know exactly, but it appears to be that it's not everywhere you go. You're seeing little bits about it from the media,
Michael,
and elsewhere.
He has documents proving that this is not just a proposed idea, but it's actually happening. Can you tell us what those documents are?
Yeah, it's the National Academy of Sciences. They're running a 21-month project right now. Back in 2009, when geoengineering started again, it was Linton and Vaughn that were doing the test on solar radiation management. And recently, I think it was 2013, is when they started the 21-month program. The NOAA, NASA, and the CIA are involved in this. DARPA was involved back in 2009 performing it. I talked to the NOAA. And speaking of the trolls, there's a lot of trolls in the group debunking chemtrails. And one of the ladies I noticed on there was a pilot. She was an operator, and she had her plane listed on there. When I spoke with the NOAA, they told me they have private contractors doing this right now. And I've got this recorded call on my YouTube account, by the way. It's Mr. Michael Fleming on YouTube is my username. You can check this out. It's a really good call. The CIA denied it, although it was in the news a year ago. NASA denied it, although it was in the news in 2009 and banned in 2010. And also the NASA scientist that I spoke with in 2010 said that they do this from Dryden, which, it was back then called Dryden, but now it's called Armstrong. So they fly from Dryden to Wallops, or Armstrong to Wallops now, and spray the whole country. And he admitted to this. He had no problem doing it because I acted like I was interested in it. I was like, where do you guys do this from? He said, well, it's Dryden. It's east of L.A. And I said, do you know anything else that's in that mix other than sulfur? And when I said that to him, he kind of caught on to what I was getting at, and he said, no, like that. So after that, I explained to him, about the Morgellons disease, everything that's been done to people with this spray. These people that do this, it's like expecting a serial killer to admit to his crime. They know exactly what they're doing. 40% of people die from air pollution. They're admittedly adding it to the atmosphere. They used the test in the Antarctic used black carbon, and they said they've got a carbon problem. Charged aerosol release experiment used carbon monoxide all over the planet. They created a noctilucent cloud of carbon dioxide, and they claim to have a carbon dioxide problem that they have to spray chemical terror agents on of sulfur dioxide to combat it. And when you mix those two together, carbon and sulfur and nitrogen, which nitrogen is in jet fuel and in the atmosphere naturally, you get cyanide. These people need to go drink their own Kool-Aid and leave us alone.
They hide under the guise of national security. You can't get any information on military operations, especially being a quote-unquote civilian. It's the same thing with the towers. When you try to call and get information about them, it is impossible to ever prove that any antenna has done anything to you. We're really living on a prison planet. We have to accept the reality and then deal with it. So how do we deal with the situation that's going on right now? I know you have a lot of videos that you've been making. Can you tell everybody where we can find you on your YouTube?
I don't even know. I don't verify my account, so I don't even know my name, but I'll put it up on my Facebook account, which is Sky D Watch, and it's funny because after I dealt with a troll on some chem group, they reported my name, and 2 admins in that group let the trolling go on, and when they questioned them about it, about why they let it go on, they left the group. And I don't know why, but I have a lot of weird problems, and I try to stay away from stuff, so I just make videos and put out my stuff. But I'm on Facebook, Sky D Watch. And also I wanted to say that's great what you said about the orgonite, because I've had Christians tell me to not expose this stuff, that if I just pray it away, that everything will be fine. And I'm looking out and seeing more and more planes spraying, like, even if I can pray, but there's, 4 more planes spraying at the same time, so that's all I want to say. And thanks for having me on. I love what you're doing, and thanks for all the hard work and exposing the crimes, and we will expose them, because they don't want to admit it, because they would admit that they're poisoning us, so they can't admit it. So it's up to us to expose them, and I'm not afraid, let the trolls do whatever, or the admins, whatever, but I'll just come back with another account.
That's one good thing. When you have a name like Sky D Watch, a catchy name, people are always going to be able to find you again, and you can always make another account. We're at the mercy of these planes. They are killing us, whether it's, intentional for depopulation, that's up to speculation, but it's happening. And, I was real offended at David Keith coming on national television proposing this idea when it's blatantly obvious it's been going on for over a decade.
You can find me on Facebook, Craig Martinet, and I would like to say, in my personal experience, the meanest trolls that me and Thomas ever went up against is a page called Chemtrails Are Not Real. Do not mess with those people. You will have that argument with them for hours. They will not let it go. They are psychotic. As soon as they saw me come back, they instantly blocked me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, chemtrails are not real. What kind of stupid name is that?
They are stupid, and they know that they're losing. That's why they get so pissed. That's why they don't give up either, because they don't want us to win when we already won it.
Yeah, and they don't fight with facts. They fight with name-calling and bullying and,
that's why I do that
going
to them
behind.
And see how much they like it.
Yeah.
They can try, but, it's getting out.
It's getting out, but it's not getting out fast enough. We need to speed up the process somehow, and we also need to change our tactics. Agent provocateurs like to come on the threads and spread a bunch of bullshit garbage that none of us agree with. We're all peaceful activists that want to find a good solution to this. Of course, they've got all the money, they've got all the weapons, they've got all the power, but we've got the numbers if we can just get enough people to wake up. Because, damn, these people are sleeping, and they've been sleeping for a long time. It's almost like with each passing day they're getting more and more oblivious the more obvious it is. I don't know how that's possible, but it's happening.
I've got my website up at stopchemicalterrorism.com. All the documents are on there from where they did this back in the 50s and 60s and where they're doing it now again, the artificial sulfate atmosphere. And also, you can go to michaeldavidfleming.com. I've got my books on the right, a couple of radio interviews, and I'll put this one up after the show. You can check out the first radio interview, which basically proves that all clouds are fake. There's no such thing as a water cloud in the sky that forms only from water. That's impossible according to physics. This is pollution. It's intentional. And planes don't start spraying water since 2009. For the trolls out there that call it a contrail, this is old news. It was banned in 2010. You got to get over that stuff. It's really disgusting. And for Jay to call in, a felony admitted cyber stalker, that's calling in again to Madison's show to...
You try and say that again.
Really, I said it's very disturbing.
You try and accuse me of that again, buddy. You try and accuse me of that.
I just said it to you.
You say my name. You say my name and those words again, together in one sentence, one more time.
And what? What
you want to say it in general all you want.
Listen to this
you can say it in general all you want.
I'm sorry, maybe I didn't say it clear enough.
You want to say it in general all you want.
Jay Uzi.
What?
You are a felony cyber stalker. You need to go get some mental help.
Really?
You understand? And if you have a problem with that, you come talk to me about it in person, all right? Try that.
Hey, Matty. Hey, Maddie, don't you edit this part out of your part when you do your thing, okay? You make sure you do that.
Jay, you're not intimidating anybody here. We just wanted, I wanted to give you a chance to say whatever the hell it was that you were coming on here to say, but, obviously it was nothing good. The word is getting out, and I want to thank everybody for coming on to the show, and you're welcome to come back on next time. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.